I have this phrase, you know, life often gives you your greatest gifts brilliantly disguised as your worst nightmare. There were great times when I look back. All that ridicule was fantastic for me. Because it set me free of the prison that most people live in, the fear of what other people think. That's the prison they live in. Most people are not living their lives. Political correctness and all this Twitter storm nonsense, childish nonsense, is ever more fiercely imposing that fear of what other people think. And once you fall for that, you're not living your life anymore. You're no longer your unique point of attention. You're what someone else's point of attention decides you should be. And see, that period of historic levels of ridicule that I went through in the 1992, 3, 4, etc., and still now with the mainstream media, it cleared me out of that fear of what other people thought. And further along the road, I didn't know it was coming. When you get into some of the far out stuff that I get into, like reptilians and shapeshifting and all this stuff, someone who is in fear of what other people think is never going to come out with that stuff. Never. But it's the greatest freedom. I can recommend it because the mental gymnastics disappears. You're no longer saying, well, how do I put this and what do I leave out so this person will not think I'm crazy? I don't care. People think I'm crazy. I think the world is mad, so we all have a different opinion. And you say what you think, you say what you believe. You're not saying to people, and you must believe it too. No. But you say what you believe. What you see is what you get, because there's no fear of how people receive you. I don't want to leave this world, you know, and have someone put a statue up to me. I don't want a round of applause. I want to know what's going on. That's what I want to do. I want to know what's going on. I want to communicate it, and then people can make of it what they will. That's the drive that I have to uncover things. So I look at my life as a job, and I love it, and I wouldn't want to do anything else. In fact, if I had to do anything else, I'd probably be out of here, you know, because I want to do what I'm doing. I love it.
Hi, Self-Awareness. I am your host, Rose, and today we're gonna do part 1 on the Ascension. I had a lot of requests from YouTube to do an update on the Ascension process, and I pray that you paid attention to the short insert about purpose and going through this transformation. This is about reclaiming your true, powerful self. You know by now, this show is not about me being famous or rich. And if I wanted to be rich, I dated men with lots of money. And I did not sell my soul. So this is about helping you help yourself. I'm just pointing you in the right divine direction. Everything else is up to you. You are the teacher you've been looking for all your life. And this is why I do this show and why I write my books. Because I have learned that this was part of my soul contract for even incarnating on this earth at this time. And I want you to check out on YouTube, or you can Google it, soul contract. We all made a soul contract. So what we are experiencing is by design. what you're supposed to be learning, that's up to you. Most of the time, we have experience, especially what we call bad, and we don't enter and overstand the lesson. Then we repeat it again at a different time in a different situation, but same lesson. So the whole ascension process is about healing from within, learning how to love ourselves, forgive ourselves and others. Because in order to truly love anyone, you first have to love yourself. I'm not talking about obligation love and lust. Don't get it confused. And I spoke about this in my Why book, which part 2 will be ready the end of April 2018. This is part 1, and it took people in a deeper level to face and embrace their pain, their fear, whatever trauma they experienced in childhood or in their life, because we all came here for some powerful, powerful lesson. This is why the Bible speaks of trials and tribulation, and it's not always easy. So this helps people relate to what they are really, truly feeling, but never spoke on it or face it, concerned about what other people is going to say, what other people believe about them. This is about you, not about anyone else, not your parents, not the politician, not the Pope, not these pastors or whatever. It's about you. No one is more important than you, but you have to first believe it. So this is why I wrote this book, and people are loving it because they was able to identify my experiences, painful as they were. But they made me stronger. They made me more loving, more forgiving, more inner and overstanding why some people think the way they do, say what they do, and act the way they do. And that's where compassion come in. I was not always on this level that I am now. And I'm still working on my inner self to keep evolving. So this is what I want you to understand, that this is about you. And in my 2 books on Ascension, 1 and 2, I talk about some of the Ascension symptoms that some people have been experiencing it for years. I feel I started experiencing it when I had an out-of-body experience in 1987. That changed everything in my life, how I viewed myself, the Creator, because I had a lot of doubt that there was even a higher power, because all the people around me and that I'm observing growing up in religion, talking the talk, and they was very negative, on a low vibration, didn't love themselves. They used religion to cover up and to run. They're just like the people who use drugs, alcohol, sex, shopping, overeating. It's the same thing. It's called addiction. We are covering up or think we can run from something we think we can't face and embrace. And when you embrace it and learn from it, that's how you become powerful from within. It's not about out there. Material things do not make you powerful from within, because you can't take it with you. And all you have to do is look around. All of the celebrity, athletes, politicians that had all of this money and fame, whether they sold to get to that higher level in that worldly stuff. Look how they left here. Most of them cancer, strokes, heart attacks. I mean, alcoholic, drug abuser, all kinds of what I call disharmony, because that's all it is. When we are out of a balance, or alignment with Mother Nature, and we violate natural laws just about every day, because we caught up in materialism and selfishness, me. So this is why I continue to do the show, because I really wanted to give up quite a few times. And every time I have that thought, I will be walking somewhere and I will hear somebody call my name. And they say, you, self-awareness. I watch your show every week. I love the information. It is helping me inner and overstand how to heal, how to forgive, how to empower themselves, how to love themselves, and to value yourself just as you are. You don't need nothing to validate you. You don't need no one to validate you. But they got us so focused on out there, the politician. Why should anybody be concerned who Donald Trump is sleeping with? Why are people concerned if Oprah gonna run for president? And I have, concern with all of these celebrities, And one of the questions in part 2 of the Why book is why this system paid people millions and millions and millions of dollars to keep us entertained. Think about that one. But the people who risk their lives to save ours or our loved one, they don't pay them billions, millions, whatever. Think about that. And they use them in commercials that is sucking you in to buy things you don't really need, to eat things that are killing you slowly. And I spoke about this on many shows for the last 15 years. And the thing about it, I want you to go and do your own research. You have to find your own truth and your own path, because everybody's soul came for different reasons, different experience. And this is why don't allow people to put you in their box. And this is what people been doing. They tell us how to look, how to talk, how to dress, what kind of education we need to feel good about ourselves, how to, you need to live over here because now you're better than those people over there. Divide and conquer. If we all come together on a higher consciousness, this whole game will be over. But we are the one that's participating. So we have to be the change we want to see in this world. Now, you saw the chart in the opening about the chakras, and you heard maybe about the 7 main chakras. Now, you should know by now we have many chakras centers in our body. When they talk about the main 7 that is activated, go back to the Bible, 7 heaven. What do you think they was talking about? And the Jacob's ladder. We have to start from the bottom of that chart, which is the root chakra. And we're supposed to learn, grow, and evolve up until we get to Christ consciousness, where we can descend to God consciousness. And it's not an easy process. Now, the chart that I'm holding now, this is talking about the new chakra centers. Some people are or have activated the new 13 main chakras centers. Now you can go do your research, it's all over the internet, and they have meditation, because it's important to meditate, because if any of these centers are blocked, this is why we have so many problems that we have in illness, because a lot of the time certain centers are blocked. And the chart and the books and the tapes and the clips on YouTube, they will break it down, each chakras, what they mean, the color, and everything you need to know. This is stuff we should have been taught in elementary school, I think, because the African proverb got a quote, man, know thyself. This system want to teach you about everybody and everything except who you truly are. Because powerful people cannot be controlled. So think about that one. And we talked about vibration on the other show, and I showed you a chart. And this particular chart has 4 levels. And I explained it on one of the shows a couple weeks ago. You have to have patience with me because I've been going through Ascension upgrade. So one of my symptoms is my eyes. Sometimes I can barely see. There was days I thought I was going blind. But that's part of the symptom. And this is why you need to know, because a lot of people who's not aware, they are freaking out, running to the doctors. They can't find anything wrong with them. They see, like when my foot was swollen and in a lot of pain. They did the x-ray and everything. They couldn't find nothing wrong with me. In a couple of days, on its own, it went away. So this is why you need to understand or be aware, because you may be going through it. And another symptom, I've been having symptoms all over for the last 1986 to the extreme. And my lips were just dry and peeling for almost 2 months. This is April the 5th. It has just started clearing away. And I wrote in my book, what did I use? And it's all natural stuff. And this is what the Ascension is about. There's so many natural things that can help the symptoms. It's not going to take it away, but it'll ease it. Now, the rash, oh my God. I had rashes over the years, my legs, my arm, never on my behind until maybe 3 months ago. It cleared up in like a half an hour. So the itching, you just start itching for no reason. And another symptom is legs, feet, and fingers cramping up. That, oh, drives me crazy at night. I can't sleep because of the cramp. Within a half an hour or 20 minutes, it's gone. And the diet. Right now, I'm eating like crazy. And I'm not even hungry. Because you know by now, reading my books, I really only eat one meal a day. And I'm great. But it's been such a challenging thing. Now, some people can't eat at all. I went through that too. And the throat. So if I sound a little horsey, it has to do with the throat chakras. Dizziness. Sometimes I'm in my house, and if you would see me walking, you'll think I'm drunk, but I'm not. I haven't drank alcohol in about 10 years. And hearing things, seeing things from different dimension. So you know, a lot of people will think you're crazy. Now, a lot of people say they have pain in their head. I don't have the pain in my head. I have pressure in my head. And I am so grateful to the Creator because I have spoken to people, and there's a lot of different people experience going through this process on YouTube. And some of them, male and female, say they wind up in the mental hospital because I feel it affected me the last maybe 15 years more on a physical level, but some people it affects them more on a mental level. So go do your research, and we will talk more about it, you know, because a lot of upgrades been going on. If you know about the new moon, the full moon, the blue moon, it's challenging. But pay attention and do your own research. Don't be afraid of new knowledge. And I want you to listen to the clip at the end of this show. Very powerful. Thank you. The Creator in me greets the Creator in you.
Spring 2018 Ascension Symptoms by Rosie Neal. We are in a process of changing on a cellular, molecular and atomic levels. As you begin to change, each person will be affected differently. For those not aware of the evolution, it will still be happening. It will become very difficult on many levels. It's happening whether you're aware of it or not. Some will have a few of them. Sometimes others will have more. 13 Spring 2018 Ascension Symptoms. 1. You will eat less, sleep less, and for others having going through big changes with the mitochondria, RNA, DNA, they will need more sleep. 2. You will have great difficulties digesting food. You will eat something and may have to lay down just to digest it. 3. It will not be uncommon for the body to have symptoms that will be in alignment with multiple sclerosis. 4. Your body will change. You may put on more weight even though you aren't eating, so the body has more space to retain more light. 5. There will be a great deal of migraines and sinus issues. 6. Your hearing will be greatly influenced. It will get to such a state you will hear the music of the celestial realms. 7. Your sleep patterns will change. The way you dream will change as well as dream cycles. 8. Time will become very slippery. 9. You will have issues with concentration and processing a thought. 10. There will be memory issues to deal with. Some will be affected with short-term memory issues and others with long-term. 11. Everyone will be affected with losing time from moment to moment and not remembering why they entered a room, or where they're even going in that moment. 12. There will be dizziness and vertigo to deal with. You will begin to question yourself to see if you're having Alzheimer's. In most cases. 13. You will become chronically fatigued for no reason in a blink of an eye in the middle of the day. Much is happening in the process of evolution and it can feel uncomfortable. Change is happening and each will experience exactly what is needed for each individual. Doctors will not have the answers or understanding to offer you the assistance and help you are looking for. This is evolution taking place on a mass scale. We are changing as a species. And everybody is in for a ride we have never been on before.